Hello everybody, Treecks here, and welcome back to Super Mario Kart. Game thinks he wants to go tutorial on me. No, I'm going to start. No real explaining I'm going to have to do this time. We were doing our first run through of the Grand Prix mode. We've done 50cc yesterday, so I'm done showing that off. Now we're ramping it up one class, 100cc, which I'm going to cover the next two Grand Prix on. Alright. Normally I would say Bowser is my second favorite character in this game. But that's just looking at the character itself. I really like Bowser as a character. However, I'm also watching the kart mechanics here. And Bowser being a heavyweight, I'm not a big fan of that. I understand Bowser being a heavyweight. He obviously is a heavyweight. There's no way around that. Big, scary reptile. However, in most of the Mario Kart games, especially this one, I'm not a fan of the heavyweights. They lose way too much speed when you get hindered. And I get hindered a lot because I'm not the most perfect racer in Mario Kart, Super Mario Kart history. You give me a good Mario Kart Wii or Mario Kart 7 or Mario Kart 8. Those games I'm really familiar with the controls. I really love the controls there. Even on the heavyweights, even though the lightweights have my preference there as well. Heavyweights in this game, not so much. I know once you get up to speed, they are the fastest. I get a star when I'm in second place. Okay, I'm going to keep this with me, in case I goof. Well, as you can see, you can get some very rare items when you're pretty far ahead. Not in first, because when you're first it's impossible. But whenever you end up being lower than first, every single other item becomes an option of getting, however, with a very small chance. It is possible to get a star in second place, although the chances are very small. Chances are very high to get one when you're in last place. You're almost guaranteed to get one. As you can see, this is how it works. Makes you invincible. You plow through everything, every single obstacle, every single other racer. You go right through them. And it gives you extra speed. As you can see, you start moving faster than you would normally do. Therefore making it one of the most ideal catch-up items. I'm surprised I got one in second place. But as you can see, it's a possibility. One other thing to note is that whenever the race starts, you see Lakitu holding his little stoplight of when you're allowed to leave the starting grid. If you hold your acceleration button and at the exact same time, you can get a speed boost right off the start. This is called a turbo dash. This is present in every single Mario Kart game. In every single Mario Kart game, I know when to press the acceleration button to make that happen. However, in this game, I'm not very good at it. I know kind of the timing for it. However, it's very strict in this game. You need to be exactly on the right time in order for it to work. And in this game, it rarely works for me. That's the whole reason you've never seen me use it, because more seasoned Mario Kart players know of its existence, of course. Probably were wondering why I'm not using it. Well, there's your answer. I'm trying to use it, however, it's not really working for me. In this game, I've never really been able to pull it off. Right? This off-road track is not really working out for me, however, I seem to be able to live through it. Barely dodged this banana. You're a lap behind me, come on, leave me alone. Go bother the person who is in front of you. And I mean rank-wise. Alright, second race done. Another victory. Once again, you do not have to win. All I'm going for is the gold trophy. I'm not going for all first places. As long as in the ending, after 5 races, you have the most points, you'll get awarded gold. There is no star system in this game, like other Mario Karts have, where you get awarded with a rank on top of your trophy, giving you a C rank, B rank, A rank, star rank, 2-star rank, or 3-star rank, depending on how you qualified. This game does not present. Just winning a gold trophy is enough to clear the game 100%. So you do not have to win every single track. I am going for that, of course, but I'm not gonna care if it doesn't happen. I'm only going to care if I start losing the Grand Prix in total. And every lose race that's part of it, I don't care, as long as I get my gold trophy. Right, this track is very annoying because ice physics. Of course there's ice physics here. It's an ice track. So you really need to keep your steering under control here. The good part is it's not really a long track. Bowser Jr. is... Bowser Jr. is not a thing yet in this game. Donkey Kong Jr. was bumping against me at the end of the race. Once again, no problems. Bowser being one of my favorite characters. I really love the Koopas in general. Even their king. However, I'm using him this early because of him being a heavyweight. And I'm not a fan of the heavyweights in this game, so I'd like to have these done as soon as I can. I'm in last place, come on. Bowser's Castle 3. Home course for me. Right, I need to be careful. I don't have any coins. It's also something I haven't mentioned because it hasn't happened before. It's not just the speed you get, the number of coins you have. Like I mentioned in the last video, the more coins you have, the more speed you get. More extra speed you get. But there's one more thing that coins do, and that's... Oh, come on. Yeah. I was afraid he was going to stay down, so I couldn't pass. I have a red shell for you, Mario. Gotcha. My first place. What was I talking about? I forgot my thought. Oh yeah, I was talking about the coins. Whenever you have 0 coins, no coins at all, it doesn't also make you lose your speed boost completely, but it also makes you vulnerable for every single hit. If you get hit with no coins, and I don't mean hit by a shell or a banana, but just bumping into another cart, you also get knocked out. So it'll basically have the same effect as if you were hit by a banana. Having no coins makes you vulnerable, not just because of lower speed, but also because bumping into another racer is no longer possible without spinning out. And I'm at 8 now, so I'm safe for that. But I was at 0 coins for a moment there, so I do have to watch out. I'm losing this race, yeah. I was expecting to, because this race is this track is probably my least favorite track in this game. Although I was in first for the most of the time, but I screwed up in the end. I blame Bowser. If I was driving as my favorite character, which I control the best at, that wouldn't have happened. But like I said, I don't really care, just going for the gold. They can have their victory here. I'll see you back next time at 150cc. Try see how I fare then. Bowser's Castle 3 is by far my least favorite track in this game. I'm not too worried about this one. I know the standings are still in my favor, 3 points ahead of Mario, so I do need to end up in second place at least. And yes, the CPU is programmed to always give you the same rifle. That's also something that hasn't come up yet, and that's also something that's not going to come up because I'm never going to use the same character twice. But whenever you pick a character, it always has a same set of rifles. In Bowser's case is obviously Mario, as you can see. But if you pick Bowser, it will always be Mario. The CPUs are programmed in such a way that Mario will always be the one in first. If you are not the one in first, otherwise you will be second, of course. And it will always keep that order. Even if I hit Mario now, like I was planning to, but I didn't get a proper chance for the red shell. He will, of course, be hit and start falling behind, but he will use his rubber banding to go back to the front of the pack as quickly as he can, because this game is programmed to always have the racers going in the same order. So Mario will do everything he can to pass Luigi again, who is the second one in the hierarchy when it comes to Bowser's order. Every single character has the same string of characters in the same order every single time. So it's not like, oh, Mario won the last race, but what are the chances he's going to win this one? No, they're pretty high chances because he's going to be the main rival this track as well. I'm not going to use this on Peach because I need to gain up on Luigi. Mario can win. However, Luigi needs to be behind me. That way Mario and I will have the same number of points at the end. And will still give me the gold. Because this game works like whenever you have a tie in the standings, it will always be in favor of the human player. So the tie, this one gives us 36 points for both of us. It'll still say I'm first. It'll say a 1 after Mario as well, but as you can see here on the stage, it puts Mario on 2, so I'm not gonna care. Well, at least I got this done. I was expecting to get a little more trouble, because 100cc is already pretty difficult, as you can see. Normally it's not that difficult. If I have my main character, which I always use, I would have won everything, no problem, but I'm not used to Bowser and the heavyweights in general. So I was expecting me to goof a lot. But luckily it didn't goof too much. Alright, who do we have next? Of all the characters remaining here, I think my least favorite is Luigi. I really love Luigi. It's not like I'm saying he's least favorite character now, so I don't like this character. No, I like all these characters. But it's not just character-wise I'm deciding to do this. It's also its card and the way the card works that I'm deciding this order on. Mario and Luigi, who are both in the same group obviously, are the most all-round of the characters. They're no heavyweight, they're no lightweight, they're the in-betweens. Right, here we have Donut Plains 3. One of the most notorious tracks in this game. It works, well, quite hard actually. All the workings in this track are clearly of the final Grand Prix, obviously being the hardest Grand Prix. Damn you, Bowser. Here you can see the knocking around mechanic. Bowser being heavier than me and therefore knocks me away whenever we hit each other. Right, this is something I can use. Go away, Mario. Need to be careful here because this is a different colored track. Something I mentioned last time. Whenever the track is a little bit differently colored, it means there is slippery physics on that part of the track. These dotted patches are the now come on, I keep messing up these turns. I'm steering in too early. This is what gets me the most, I've noticed, in the races that I've lost or had trouble winning. And I blame Mario Kart 8 for that. That's the game I play the most, even in my spare time at this time. And therefore I'm way more used to that game's mechanics. And therefore I keep messing up in this game. At least it makes it a little bit exciting, you might say. It would be boring if I just easily win every single Grand Prix. This gives it a little tension. But I won. Don't ask me how. I deserved that victory. I was clearly the best, and just making one small mistake, well, small, cost me a lot of time, but still. That's how I lost most of the races with Bowser as well. Both in Bowser's Castle 3 and Mario Circuit 4, where I was doing fine until I started messing up some turns. By steering in too early and therefore hitting the wall, having to steer around that before I am back on the track, and therefore losing the race. Not that it matters, because I still won the gold. First try, which I'm planning to do in this Grand Prix as well, even though this is technically the harder one. This is the Special Cup, having the harder tracks. I somehow still think this one is easier to win than the Star Cup. The Star Cup has a lot more difficult tracks than this one, I think. These are a little bit easier to win. And I can't get loose of Yoshi, so he keeps bombing me with his axe. Also worth noting is that some of the items the computers use, their main items, so to say, in the case of Yoshi, the axe, not all of these items are actually obtainable for human players. As you can see, I can get banana peels, shells, lightning, stars, but not Yoshi eggs. And also not fireballs, the one Bowser uses. Also not poison mushrooms, the one the Toad and the Princess use. Always thought that was weird. That there are items present in this game that are computer exclusives. There's no way to use them as a human player. And especially the poison mushroom is something that would be funny to use. Works like a banana peel, however if you touch it you don't spin out, you just shrink. The same way the lightning does. Perhaps we'll see the lightning later. Lightning is an item exclusive to the bottom of the pack. You only get them when you're very far behind. So far that hasn't happened. I haven't been in first place all the time, however not far enough behind to get lightnings. Which is basically the most powerful game in this most powerful item in this game. Shrinking every single racer, making them vulnerable for squishing, and also making them lose a lot of speed. And you yourself staying normal, being able to gain up on everybody. Very powerful item. Computers are not able to get it in this game yet. Even though Mario Kart 64, the successor to this game, has most of the same mechanics like this game has, with the pre-programmed AI. But they can get lightnings in that game, but not here. So the only way to show it off is to having me have it hit myself. But I need to be far behind for that, and I'm not planning on doing that on purpose. If it happens, but I'm not going to make it happen. Just for showing that off. That's why I'm explaining those kinds of items right now, in case they don't happen. It might in 150cc, where things get a lot more hard. Right, Donut Plains. Ghost Valley 3, I don't need this red shell anymore. Ghost Valley 3, as you can see, also a very difficult track, but nothing I can't handle. A lot of spaces to fall off, a lot of tight turns. A lot of narrow passages. Falling off is easy here. So just keep your steering at bay and it should be able to do. I have 9 points already. Which means if I rank high enough here, I don't have to worry about my ranking at all anymore. Just about finishing. Getting a 4th place or higher is enough for gold no matter what if I finish high enough here. Right. Just like the first Vanilla Lake, we have some... Go away. My first place. We have some of these ice blocks, which you can see. Which are the obstacles for this aesthetic. Bumping into them will make them disappear for the rest of the race. That's how easy they are. They work like normal blocks. However, they disappear once you hit one. And as you can see, most of them will be gone after the first lap. People bumping into them. And assuming you have the same race line every single lap again. Most of the time, only the first lap you have to deal with them. I'm very far ahead of them. usually happens here. This is a track I am really good at. I've noticed. Sorry, Toad, it wasn't meant for you. I wanted Yoshi. My rifle. Luigi's rifle is Yoshi. You may have noticed. Very easy win. They're very far behind me. And therefore assuring me of the gold as long as I rank next race. Because once again, unlike other Mario Karts where it would have been a guarantee to get gold already, even ranking last will give me gold. This game doesn't work like that. This is has a life system. I do still need to finish. And finishing in this game is getting 4th place or higher. Alright, slight little detour. You may notice I've lost a life and that I'm in last place now. It's because recording failure happened again. My computer froze. And therefore the recording ended. Thank God everything up to this point was saved. I'm cutting out that part, of course. Or I don't have to, because I'm not really sure when it happened. I took a quick look and I saw that everything up to Vanilla Lake 2 was at least here. So I had to use the give up button. It's something I can show off quickly once I'm in a straight stretch, like here. If you press start, you get a give up option. If you press yes, it'll count as you ranking 8th place. And just start the race over. I was forced to use it. Damn recording failures. Really need to look up to that. Why this program I use freezes the computer so much. I was doing so well. I was in 1st place the whole time, just like I am now. Did hit a thwomp once. I might save that as a blooper, but not happening because there's no footage of that. Thank God I watch my computer screen every now and then to see if things are still going. Otherwise I might have finished this Grand Prix already. I had to start it all over. Yeah, it's still going. Every single time I get the chance, like in the straightaway where I'm not really that off that much in a danger, I can watch quickly. Anyway, Rainbow Road, as you can see, like in every single Mario Kart, always the final track. This one is no different. It's the hardest one technically because of no railings everywhere. Therefore easy to fall off. But I've done this track so many times, I think I can handle it. As you can see, it's also mostly because of character choice, but this went a lot smoother than the Star Cup did. But besides of the character choice, I just think Special Cup is easier than the Star Cup for some reason. The tracks are a lot better for me. Anyway, final reward ceremony. Really hate that recording session failed here, but I'm not going to start the entire Grand Prix over. I have no idea what my commentary was, so I'm not going to be able to repeat it anyway. I was able to start over the last course, so you can still witness the entire cup. Excellent driving, you are now a Super Mario Kart expert. Well, I think I am not. Because like I said, I don't think I'm that good at this game. Later Mario Kart games are way more my thing. But I'm able to win it, as you can see. 150cc being a lot more difficult, of course. But I'm going to use better characters for that. And yes, normally the credits would show now, because even if you're on 100cc, the credits would roll after this Grand Prix. If you beat the Special Cup, you get the credits. However, I'm going to save that for the end of the project. If I win on 150cc, then I'll show the credits. I won't be showing them twice. It's a little over exaggerating, showing the same thing twice. I'm going to cut them out for now. But I do want to note there are credits after this Grand Prix, even on 100cc, like most Mario Karts do. Just finishing the Grand Prix, no matter what difficulty you're on, you always get the end credits. With the exception of 50cc, which you may have noticed in the last video, there is no Special Cup 50cc. This is the only Mario Kart game where not every single Grand Prix is possible on every single engine class. 50cc, you cannot play Special Cup. I don't know why, it's just a thing. 100cc is the easiest difficulty you can play it on. Anyway, this is it for this week. I'll be back next week when hopefully with a little less recording failures. I'm going to do all Grand Prix again, only this time on 150cc. I still have to use Mario, Yoshi, Toad and Koopa Troopa, who are, because I've saved them as the final four, are my 4 favorite characters in this game. Next time it'll be a lot more difficult, because once again, you've noticed it between 50 and 100cc, 100cc and 150cc, another big gap in difficulty. But of course, makes it more fun as well. I'll see you then. Treecks out.